Have you ever had trouble picking a desktop OS for your Raspberry Pi? Well, I have. There is a lot of OS on the market, making it really hard to pick the right one. Performance has always been an essential topic for discussion. In this video, I'll do some benchmark tests to compare the popular desktop OS at the moment. Hi, this is Archie from FydeOS. Welcome to the FydeOS official channel. Here are the OS you will see today. We got the official Raspberry Pi OS, Chromium OS, Manjaro, Twister, and Ubuntu. So I'm using the Raspberry Pi 400, a combination of Pi and a keyboard. It's powered by a Broadcom 1.8 GHz processor and 4 GB RAM, theoretically a little bit faster than Pi 4. Tests are running on the 1080p resolution and Chromium browser. In this video, the tests will be shown running on Chromium OS, and the performance chart will be displayed in the end of each test. Without further ado, let's cut to the chase. Octane 2.0 is a benchmark that measures JavaScript performance by running a bunch of tests representative of specific use cases in JavaScript applications. It runs 17 tests covering most use cases included on the web. So Chromium OS got its score. Let's see how other systems perform. Chromium OS came in the second, and the Raspberry Pi got the top spot. The score of top 3 are very close. Twister OS came to the bottom of the chart. Let's switch to the next one. Speedometer is a browser benchmark that measures the responsiveness of web applications. It uses demo web applications to simulate users' actions such as adding to-do items. Let's see how our system performed. So, Chromium OS topped the list, with Ubuntu following, and Twister OS is still in the last place. Let's switch. Serverbench is an online multi-core CPU benchmarking service. It uses only JavaScript to benchmark computer performance using a photon mapping rendering engine. You can see now that the CPU is trying really hard to render the image. Let's see how our system performed. Well, I have to say I was shocked by the results. Twister OS and Chromium OS swapping the places. I was confused at first that Twister OS is a mediocre performer, but this time it beat out the competitors. Until I found out that Twister OS is based on Raspberry Pi OS Lite. Well, everything makes sense now. It might be some magic for official OS only. Okay, let's switch. This is Acronym from WebGL samples, which focus on WebGL performance. We set the region to 500 fish, and the Chromium OS was stable at 20 FPS. Let's see how our system performed. Chromium OS takes the top spot. Manjaro and Twister OS came to the bottom at this test. Okay, let's switch. And now you are watching Benchmark. Benchmark can test your browser performance for HTML5 3D graphics. Benchmark ranking is just like any other tests. Nothing changed. Okay, let's switch. This is Benchmark Web 3.0. It's a comprehensive web browser benchmark that tests how well your system can use web-based applications. This benchmark includes various system and graphic tests that uses the web recommendations and features. The ranking is basically the same. Nothing changed. There is phenomenal. When we talk about desktop OS for Raspberry Pi, people will talk about the official OS, Ubuntu, Manjaro, and Twister OS, and Chromium OS was barely out of the discussion. From the tests we had earlier, it did got the number 1 on each test except Serverbench and Octane. More importantly, the Chromium OS experience is more like a consumer desktop OS such as Windows and Mac OS. So it's really confusing that Chromium OS didn't catch the community's attention. In my personal opinion, Chromium OS is the best desktop OS for Raspberry Pi for now. If you have a Pi, I really recommend you to try it. And it's open source, you can find it on GitHub. Well, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and give us a like. This is Archie. See you next time.